And we're coming to you live from the Built for Tough studio. Boomer Esiason, Greg Giannotti. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fans. Simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network. And wherever you are in the free Odyssey app. Good Tuesday morning. It is Thanksgiving week. We're going to have football on Thursday. We're going to have food and fun and everything. And we're almost there, Boomer. We were almost there. One of the great times of the year. We did have a Monday night game last night that wasn't much of anything, but Christian McCaffrey does his Christian McCaffrey stuff against his old team, and the 49ers continue to win in a year where they have been decimated once again by injuries. What a coach they have out there in Kyle Shanahan. Some baseball stuff percolating out there as well yesterday. I know it's a very slow offseason, but anytime an owner talks, it's something that is interesting. And we're going to have a fun one today. I know it. We are on a quest to find your 5-iron as well. I put up a bunch of posters on the back of milk cartons. I put out, where is Boomer's 5-iron, as it disappeared mysteriously yesterday. But I'm ready for a good one today, Boomer. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, G. I'm doing well. So last week on Monday, we were talking about how the upcoming week of the NFL season was going to be Ramification Sunday.
Yeah.
And so last night, it all ends with certain teams in a really good spot and other teams taking a step back. So when you take a look at the winners from last week, the Rams, the Ravens, Chiefs, Texans, Bears, Packers, Jags, Cowboys, Seahawks, Lions, and 49ers, and the Pats, the first team to 10 wins. Those are all the winners of Ramification Weekend.
Yeah.
The losers, unfortunately, are the Panthers last night, the Steelers, your Vikings, the Colts, Eagles, and Bucks. The Colts and Eagles still lead their respective divisions, but they lost tough divisional games or conference games in the case of the Colts losing to the Chiefs. So it is, it's getting down to what they'd like to call nut cutting time.
Yeah. Last year when the Vikings were 14-3, very rarely did you say your Vikings. When they're 4-7, it's your Vikings every single time. But anyway, yes, it is nut cutting time. And it's something we talked about yesterday. I even heard CeeLo and Al talking about it this morning. Is there's these teams that are playing really well and they have good records, but once again, it's like the Rams, I feel like, are a really good football team, and I'm not sure who else is going to come out of that. Now, somebody will. There's going to be someone in the last few weeks of the season that's going to flex their muscles. They're going to win a bunch of games. They're going to look great. The defense is going to wake up or whatever it may be. But right now, I mean, the Eagles are weird. The Bears have played a relatively easy schedule. I think that they're getting better, but do you trust Caleb Williams in this situation? The Buccaneers, we just went over that, and Baker Mayfield's injury, which didn't look that bad, and he may be back. Seahawks and Sam Darnold, that's one. Keep an eye on them. The Packers, strange team. I actually like the 49ers better than a lot of these teams, quite frankly, because they've been there with the experience, great coach, getting a little healthier, obviously, with Brock Purdy there. And the Lions are another team that could, either go either way. Like, it's
in
nuts.
The hunt on the NFC
in the hunt
picture side, it seems like a lot of people are not believing in the Cowboys.
Well, I mean, they still are a tough team to believe in at 5-5-1, but this was a huge start for them, beating the Philadelphia Eagles. Every time I'm about to say wild card hunt, I'm very cautious in saying that because there was one very famous misstep on this radio station, so now that's in my head every time I'm saying it. So
well,
I'm just going to go
smart that it's in your head.
I'm going to say in the hunt. I'm never going to say wild card hunt. I'm just not going to do that.
Okay.
So I would recommend the same for you. Just leave that alone.
I feel like I've been doing it for my a lifetime.
But it just takes one time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I haven't had that time.
Exactly. That's why you don't want to have it. So just avoid it. Just go in the hunt. Wild card hunt can be a very, very tricky thing. But yeah, I think that the Dallas Cowboys, probably out of all those teams, still have the most to prove, but they got some momentum going. I really want to see how the Eagles respond after what happened to them. They've already had this strange season, but they had been winning. Now they blow this lead in fantastic fashion to the Dallas Cowboys to give them life in a game where they were actually getting the ball to A.J. Brown. So how do they come out of this thing? Are we pointing fingers? Is it starting to go off the rails again? Where are they? Because I think the entire NFC, the tipping point for them is, basically they are the team that's going to be more involved in shaping that conference than any other outside of the Rams.
Well, interestingly enough, they have the Bears coming in this weekend. So that is definitely a game that it's a litmus test game for the Bears when you think about it, because they're still inexperienced. Even though their coach, Ben Johnson, is about as edgy as they get and as arrogant as they get. That's one of the reasons why the team is playing the way it's playing. It's because the way he coaches them. Like, he's not one of these guys that's just a backslapper. You know what I mean?
And we knew really nothing about his personality prior to him getting this job, and I thought he was just – you had Dan Campbell, who was the big personality there, and Ben Johnson was sort of like the professor, and he was quiet. You didn't know much about him. Then the second he takes the job, there's that big video of him coming in, and the whole staff's clapping for him, and he's going crazy. And ever since then, he has now really shown himself. And you're right, he is edgy. He's a jerk in a good way, I think. He's an alpha head coach type of us against the world deal, and that's working for this quarterback who needed that jolt.
So this is going to be the Bears season. There's they took care of business. Number one, that's beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Pittsburgh played with Mason Rudolph. It was not Aaron Rodgers; he was out. But now comes for the Bears. This is going to be like where it really begins. And they play Black Friday, by the way, against the Philadelphia Eagles. So
time's that game? Is that 3 o'clock again?
It's a 3 o'clock game, yes. And that is on, let's see. Yep, Prime Video. So they have, obviously, Philadelphia. So they just played Pittsburgh. Then they have Philadelphia. Then they're at Green Bay. And then they play Cleveland, which is not going to be easy, as we know. Their defense is just
home game, though, for them, right?
Home game for them. And then they got Green Bay at home. Then they're at San Francisco. And then they have Detroit at home.
Yeah.
So basically, this is their season. Can they make it?
Choke job candidate, I think.
Well, or a candidate that just continues to do what they're doing, and that's winning, getting turnovers on defense, and their offense playing great in the second half.
Choke job alert for the Bears is what you're saying to me. That's what I'm taking out of this.
I didn't say that. That's what you said.
Choke job alert. All the Bears fans out there, that's what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, but I didn't say that.
Philadelphia, Green Bay, I think that's 2 losses right off the bat. Bang, bang. So that gets them, what, to 8-5?
Yeah, so that would be like these 2 weeks, split these 2 games now.
You know what I'm smelling? 9-8.
9-8.
They're going to go 1-5 the rest of the way.
The interesting thing will be the NFC South, and will we have a team that has a losing record make it to the playoffs?
God. Yeah, and there's a very good chance that happens.
And by the way, the AFC South is tightening up with the Texans and Jacksonville right on the heels of the Colts now.
Yeah, so the Texans 6 wins, Jacksonville 7, and Indianapolis 8, right?
That's right. And Houston has the second best defense in football, if not the best, depending on, you look at certain different categories. Cleveland.
Oh, wow, because, the sacks, right?
The sacks, but it's also yards given up, points given up, quarterback hits, things of that nature. So the Houston Texans are a team that is on the rise and has won, 3 or 4 in a row now. So they're at Indianapolis this weekend. That is a huge game. Is a huge game. Then they go to Kansas City. So their season could be over here.
Yeah.
Over the next 2 weeks. But then they have Arizona, Las Vegas, the Chargers, and Indianapolis once again.
Yeah. And what's C.J. Stroud's situation?
He may be back this week. But Davis Mills has filled it. Well, Davis Mills has filled in admirably. He hasn't given. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's the end all be all, but he's the exact insurance and policy that you want as a backup quarterback.
Yeah. You ever hear the phrase "on the come"?
I've heard that. Yes.
Yeah. There was a debate.
Are you saying that about the Texans?
No, they were talking about the Ravens this morning, and CeeLo said "on the come." And Al said there's no way anybody's ever said that before. And I had heard it before.
I'd heard that.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think it was that crazy, the way that Al reacted. Was like,
but then again, like the Ravens, we all knew that they were going to be on the come.
Right. We saw it.
We felt it.
We felt when you looked at the schedule.
And you said to yourself, that's a team.
On the come.
Yes.
Got a real opportunity.
And they are now in first place in the AFC North, which is crazy.
But watching them play the Jets, I mean, I know I can't. It's such a week-to-week league, and it's up and down. And one week, one team looks like a championship team, then they look like garbage. But I was so uninspired by the Baltimore Ravens watching that football game.
Al Davis said it all the time. Just win, baby. Doesn't matter how you win. You get off the field.
But we're supposed to determine who the champion is here. This is what we do.
Yes.
We look ahead.
But
and we
you do
look
have-
at these teams. We watch the tape.
But
We
you-
watch the All-22. And we figure out who's the team that we're going to bet on to win the Super Bowl, and I don't feel good about that.
But now the first 10-win team in the league, the Patriots, are getting hit with a rash of injuries.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Lions have been dealing with and the Packers both have been dealing with all year long. And, of course, the 49ers, but somehow they keep winning with that Kyle Shanahan, and despite 3 interceptions from Brock Purdy that were mind-numbing.
Yeah, in the first half.
Yes.
No less. So remember when the Packers won the Super Bowl, it was back, there's 2010 season. It was down in Dallas. It was
Aaron
at ice.
Rodgers against Pittsburgh.
Yeah. They had like a record. Now, I don't know if it's been broken since, but they had a record of guys that they put on IR that year. Not just for a team that made it to the Super Bowl, like a team, period, they'd put guys on IR and they still found a way.
And those were the years where you couldn't bring guys back off.
Right,
of
that
IR.
wasn't short-term IR. It was
Right.
like, so, there's teams that figure out, well, at that point, Aaron Rodgers is in his prime, and they were able to figure that whole thing out.
Yep.
And that's generally why. But yeah, I mean, it's navigating. Every team deals with it. Hopefully it's not your quarterback, and navigating through that and having depth and those things are what leads to these better seasons as opposed to falling off the face of the earth.
I mean, look what's happening to the Chargers and their offensive line. I
Yeah.
mean, they can't even protect Justin Herbert now.
Yeah.
And they got a pretty good defense, too, by the way. That's why that defense coordinator, Jesse Minter, always his name is popping up for potential head coaching candidate.
Yeah, I'm a little curious about these because we're going to have to do our picks tomorrow. So I'm a little curious about the Thanksgiving spreads because I have not looked. I don't know if you have looked. Packers at Lions.
Lions 3.
2.5. Chiefs at Cowboys.
Chiefs 1.5.
Chiefs -3. That's what we
That's
got.
that's a big game.
We got 2 really good football games on Thanksgiving, man. And the night one,
You may have Joe Burrow.
You might have
Joe Burrow
him.
back.
Joe Barrow. You might have him. And Bengals at Ravens. What do you
Ravens
think?
got to be like 7.5 to
7.
8.
Yeah,
Okay.
7. Yeah. That's gonna be great theater there on Thanksgiving with those 2 games. And generally, now that the Lions actually have a legitimate organization, we get 2 good football games generally on Thanksgiving.
Well, you hope. I mean, that Packers-Lions game is going to be something because that's for the marbles right there, man. Whoever wins that has got a chance to overtake the Bears.
For the marbles spot?
For the marbles.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, in the Bears, we just went over their schedule and how difficult it may be. But who's the halftime show in Detroit? Wasn't there some buzz around that?
Yeah, it's Jack White of the White Stripes.
Oh, okay.
There
All
was
right.
buzz because they had Eminem pick the person.
Oh, he should have just done it himself. I'm sure everybody said that already. But all right. I remember the first show I ever hosted was the day after Thanksgiving, 2008. And it was actually the overnight of when Plaxico shot himself, but the news didn't come out until I was off the air. That would have been like the greatest thing ever, unfortunately, at Plaxico's expense. But one of the things I talked about that year was that the Lions, they were down, right? And you remember 2008, the collapse and the financial collapse, the auto industries. Detroit was just a mess.
A mess,
at the time.
yes.
And then they trotted out at halftime of that game with the Lions getting the crap kicked out of them, like 16-year-old pop star Jesse McCartney. And I was thinking these Lions fans,
Oh, boy.
these like blue-collared, like grizzled guys that are like, man, our team stinks, our city's down, everything's a disaster. Here comes this little 16-year-old pop star Jesse McCartney to do this song.
Who's this person, Al? You said?
Jack White.
Do you have a song of his or no?
I do.
Well, the White Stripes. You ever heard of the White Stripes?
I think I have, yes.
Yeah, you've definitely heard of the White Stripes. You know one of
I
them.
know what song Boomer would know by them. This one for sure.
Oh, yeah.
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 Now, where are the rest of the White Stripes? Why is it just him?
I think the White Stripes is really only him and the woman who
Oh.
some said he's either his ex-wife or his sister.
Oh, okay.
But now he's just solo Jack White.
All right.
All right, so we're going to hear this.
You
That
have
I'm
to
not
hear
sure.
it. You
He's
got
got
it.
a lot
hear
of
this.
solo songs as well.
Ugh, you can't do that.
No,
You got to
no.
play this.
You got to play this.
Gotta
What
play
else you
this.
got?
For the White Stripes?
Yeah, no. For the Beatles.
They're not playing, Boomer. All right, hold on. White Stripes, their top songs. We got this one you might know.
Yeah.
How about this one?
Oh, yeah. You know
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Right? You know?
Yeah. There you go. Jesus. All
Gotta
right,
play
so you
those
got three songs. I mean, how long is halftime for Thanksgiving? It's not that long, right?
No, it's not like
Who's playing at the Cowboys?
That I'll have to Google. I did not see anything exciting.
They really should have. I mean, I think the time now is over. Like when there was that Creed thing that was coming back, they should have brought them back to
Yes,
do that halftime
100%.
show because that was just so amazing. There was never a halftime show on Thanksgiving that had even touched that one that they did. They had the people swinging from the ceiling. And
Yeah, I mean,
Take
you
you
could do a Chris
higher.
Stapleton, somebody like that.
Yeah, but not. I mean, Chris, as much as I love Chris Stapleton, it was probably the best live concert I've ever been to. The way he sounded,
Yes.
not exactly have the flair, you know.
Yeah, you need some flair.
Oh, here's one. Post Malone for the Cowboy one.
Oh, really?
That's a great one.
Yeah, he's got to bring out probably a special guest too. I would think, don't you think?
Why does he always have to have a special guest?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because his last album,
it was all about special guests.
every single song he did was with somebody else, a country artist.
And then for the Bengals game, Lil Jon.
Oh, yeah! Remember him, right? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah! You know Lil Jon.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy built his entire career on that. You know?
Good for him.
I know. I mean, just saying yeah in his own unique way.
Find your thing and just ram it down everybody's throat.
Yeah! I mean, he can't. Nobody could do it. Like, yeah, there he is, Lil Jon. Yeah! Want to try it?
I did, and it didn't sound very good.
Well, now that you heard it, you want to try it again?
Yeah. Yeah. How's that?
That's great.
All right.
Do you think there's any chance, because it's Thanksgiving, it's a big deal, that Post Malone brings out Morgan Wallen to do that song? That would be huge. That would be a big one.
I mean, it is the Cowboys after all. I mean, come on.
He's going to be wearing that Brandon Aubrey jersey. We know that much. Post
100%.
Malone.
Yep.
He loves that guy. Yeah, that would be great. You could do Blake Shelton, Luke Combs. He did songs with all those guys. But if you really wanted to
Do a mashup.
like make your mark on this halftime show, is Morgan Wallen's known for his walkout. Like you do, oh, that'd be great. Like Post Malone does like two of his songs, and all of a sudden, like the place goes quiet.
Now.
And then boom, on the giant cowboy jumbotron, you see Morgan Wallen walking out. Oh, I'm getting chills thinking about
You
it.
see what? I'm thinking that you have a calling, and your calling is to set these things up.
I'm an idea man,
You
Boomer.
are an idea, man.
That's what I told these guys. They're trying to do this lunch again, and I set it up last year, and it became a burden. And I, people, some
You
guys
shouldn't be burdened by what has been.
That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Nobody listens. So anyway, so it was like one of these things where, like, I'm just putting it together. I don't have the patience. I don't. Idea man. Here's your idea that you would have never thought of on your own. No, you figure out how to
You
do
figure it out.
I'm the idea man. So then it came back again. It was like, oh, we're going to do this again. I'm like, I just can't do it. Because then you got the people. It's the man lunch, the Sayville man lunch
I
that I
know.
put together last year. And they're like, oh, we got to get a date. I'm like, I can't go through this again. Because then you get the people that get upset about not getting invited.
Well,
You
how
gotta
many
deal with that.
guys are coming to the man
Oh,
lunch?
my God, I don't know. I told them I'm out. I said I can't do it. You guys want to take care of it? You
Take
can
them to
care of it.
Puccinella.
How did The Rock?
Yeah.
Ciro? Chiro puts the pasta inside the cheese wheel.
Yes.
Oh, he loves that guy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He's the chef and the owner.
Yes.
And he throws all those noodles in that cheese wheel. And he
Is
gets
that is that not a man lunch place or what?
Yes, of course. It's a man dinner, man lunch, man woman date spot.
Yeah.
You know, the whole deal. Man date spot, even woman. I think lesbians love cheese too. You know, it's just
Who doesn't love cheese?
lactose intolerant people.
Yeah, but they'll eat some cheese.
Yeah, I think I have a video actually of that Chiro doing that with the cheese wheel.
Really?
I think I'm going to watch it in the break just to put an extra smile on my face on this Tuesday morning on the Fan. Oh, we got CeeLo joining us, who's going to play some highlights from Monday Night Football and some other stuff.
And a Ranger victory at home?
Yes, he suck-up spot for CeeLo today, wearing the jersey you gave him yesterday. Should have waited at least a day. You know, it feels a little bit forced
Well, I
today.
think wearing it after a win
Yeah, I
is
know.
a good thing.
Yeah, too obvious.